boy and his mother's dream. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Luca. He lived with his mother in a small house on the edge of the city. His father had died when he was 6. Since then, his mother had become everything to him: mother, father, and friend. Every morning, Luca woke to the crackling sound of the alarm clock on his nightstand. The kitchen smelled of coffee and toasted bread. His mother, Anna, was already dressed for work. She cleaned offices in a big building downtown. She would come home late, her hands cracked and her eyes tired, yet always wearing a smile. "Study, Luca," she told him every day. "I want to see you wearing a white coat, not holding a rag." Luca nodded. He didn't say much, but in his heart he swore he would do it. He would study. He would make his mother proud. It was the promise that kept him going every single day. Years passed. Luca grew, and with him grew his mother's dream. Every time he brought home a good grade, she would show it to everyone. "My son is going to be a doctor," she said, her eyes shining. The neighbors smiled. Some chuckled under their breath, but she didn't care. She truly believed in that dream. Luca studied late into the night, often with his books open on the kitchen table. He heard the washing machine spinning and the ticking of the clock on the wall. His mother would fall asleep on the couch, her back bent, her head bowed. He would look at her and think, "I have to make it for her." Then one day the letter arrived. He had been accepted to medical school. Anna cried. She hugged him so tightly that he could barely breathe. "I knew it!" she shouted. "I knew you'd make it!" It was their victory, or so it seemed. The first years were hard. University was expensive. Anna worked double shifts. Sometimes she came home with her back aching and her voice hoarse, but she never complained. "As long as you're studying, I'm fine," she said. But Luca began to change. He spent more time with new friends, new places, new ambitions. The evenings in the kitchen became fewer and fewer. "Mama, I can't come home this weekend. I have to study." "That's okay, sweetheart," she replied. "Just don't overwork yourself." But inside, her hands trembled a little more each day. Years went by. At last, Luca graduated. His mother came to the ceremony wearing her old blue coat and carrying a worn-out bag. She sat at the back of the hall, too shy to be seen. When he walked up on stage, he looked for her in the crowd. He saw her crying, her hands over her face, and in that moment, he understood. Everything, every sacrifice, every sleepless night was for that single instant. After graduation, Luca found a job at a private clinic. He earned well, dressed well, lived in a modern apartment overlooking the city. He called his mother sometimes, but always in a hurry. "Mama, sorry, I'm going into surgery." "I'll call you later," but later never came. One evening, he received a call from the neighbor. The voice was tense. "Luca, your mother isn't well. She's in the hospital." He rushed there. He found her lying on a white bed, small, frail, a tube in her nose. He took her hand. It was cold. "Mama," he whispered. She slowly opened her eyes and smiled. "Are you wearing your white coat?" she asked softly. He nodded, though he wasn't. She closed her eyes again, still smiling. Luca sat there for a long time. The room was silent except for the slow beep of the monitor beside her bed. He looked at his hands, clean, well-groomed, the hands of a doctor. But at that moment, they felt empty. Then he noticed something. On the chair beside her, his mother had left a package. Inside was her old work apron, the one she wore every day. On top, a note. "Now I can rest." "You did it, my love," Luca cried like he never had before. In that moment, he understood that his mother had never really wanted a doctor for a son. She just wanted to see him happy. She only wanted to know that after she was gone, he would be safe in the world. From that day on, Luca changed. He returned to their old neighborhood and opened a free medical clinic there. He treated those who couldn't pay, just as his mother had once cleaned for those who never looked her in the eye. On the wall above his desk, he hung the blue apron. Every time he looked at it, he smiled. He had finally understood that the greatest dream of a mother isn't to see her child become someone, but to see him become himself and never forget where he came from. Moral: true success isn't about how high you climb, but about staying faithful to those who taught you how to walk.